This is Hamishi, the fifth reading of our weekly Torah portion of Vayishlach. It's found in Genesis chapter 34, verse 1, and it goes all the way until 35:11. It's a fairly large aliyah. It's 42 verses, relatively large aliyah. And starting with verse 1 in chapter 34, Vatese Dina bat Leah asher yalda Yaakov lirot bivnot haaretz. Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to look about among the daughters of the land. Vayar ota Shechem ben Hamor, Achivi nasi haaretz, vayikach ota vayishkav ota vayaneha. And Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, and he took her, lay with her, and violated her. Vatidbak nafsho bedina bat Yaakov, vaye'ehav et hana'ara, vayidaber alev hana'ara. And his soul cleaved to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the girl and spoke to the girl's heart. Vayomer Shechem el Hamor, Aviv, lemor, Kach li et hayalda hazot liisha. And Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, take this girl from me as a wife. V'Yaakov shama ki timeet Dinah bito, uvanav hayu et bikneu basadeh, ve'echerish Yaakov ad boam. And Jacob had heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field, and Jacob kept silent till they came home. Vayetze Hamor avi Shechem el Yaakov ledaber ito. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. Uvnei Yaakov ba'u min hasadeh ki sham'am vayit'atzvu hanashim vayichar lahem me'od ki nivala asa v'Yisrael ishkav et bat Yaakov v'chein lo yaseh. And Jacob's sons had come from the field when they heard, and the men were grieved, and they burned fiercely, because he had committed a scandalous act in Israel to lie with a daughter of Jacob, and such ought not to be done. Vayidaber Hamor itam lemor, Shechem beni chashka nafsho bebitchem, tenu na ota lo leisha. And Hamor spoke with him, saying, my son Shechem, his soul has a liking for your daughter. Please give her to him for a wife. V'hitchatnu otanu binotechem, titnu lanu, v'et binotenu tikechu lachem. And intermarry with us. You shall give us your daughters, and you shall take our daughters for yourselves. V'itanu teshvu, v'ha'aretz tiyah lefnechem, shavu v'uscharuha, v'he'achazu ba. And you shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Remain, do business there, and settle there. Vayomer Shechem el Avia el Acheha emtzachen beinechem v'asher tomdu elayaten. And Shechem said to her father and to her brothers, may I find favor in your eyes. Whatever you tell me, I will give. Harbu alai me'od mohar umatan v'etna. Kasher tomaru elai utenu li et na'ara liisha. Impose upon me a large marriage settlement and gifts, and I will give as much as you ask of me, but give me the girl for a wife. Vayanu b'nei Yaakov et Shechem et Chamor aviv b'mirma. Vaydaberu asher timei et dina ochotam. Thereupon Jacob's sons answered Shechem and his father Hamor with cunning, and they spoke because, after all, he had defiled their sister Dinah. Vayomer alehem lo nuchal asot hadavar hazeh letet et achotenu leish asher lo orla ki cherpa hi lanu. And they said to them, we cannot do this thing, to give our sister to a man who has a foreskin, for that is a disgrace to us. Ach bizot neot lachem, im tiyu chamonu, limol lachem kol zachar. But with this, however, we will consent to you, if you will be like us, that every male will be circumcised. V'natanu et benotenu lachem, v'et benotechem nikach lanu, v'yeshavnu itchem, v'ha'inu le'am echad. Then we will give you our daughters, and we will take your daughters for ourselves, and we will dwell with you and become one people. V'im lo tishma'u aleinu lihimol v'lakachnu et bitenu v'halachnu. But if you do not listen to us to be circumcised, we will take our daughter and go. Vayitavu divreihem be'enei Chamor uve'enei Shechem ben Chamor. Their words pleased Chamor and Shechem, the son of Chamor. V'lo echar hana'ar la'asot hadavar ki chafetz bevat Yaakov v'hu nichpad mikol beit aviv. And the young man did not delay to do the thing, because he desired Jacob's daughter, and he was the most honored in all his father's household. Vayavo Chamor u'Shechem benu el sha'ar Iram v'yidabru al anshe Iram limor. And Chamor and his son Shechem came to the gate of their city, and they spoke to the people of the city, saying, Anashima ele shlemim hem itanu, vayishvu ba'aretz v'yisacharu ota, v'ha'aretz hinei rachavat yadayim lifnehem. Et benotam nikach lanu lenashim vet nishotenu nitan lahem. These men are peaceful with us, and they will dwell in the land and do business there. And the land, behold, it is spacious enough for them. We will take their daughters for ourselves as wives, and we will give them our daughters. Ach bezot ye'otu lanu anashim l'shevet itanu lihiyot le'am echad bihimol lanu kol zachar ka'asher hem nimolim. However, only with this condition will the men consent to dwell with us to become one people, by every male among us being circumcised, just as they are circumcised. Miknehem bekinyanam echol behemtam, halo lanu hem, ach neota lahem, be'eshvu itanu. Then shall not their cattle their property and all their beasts be ours, but let us consent to them, and they will dwell with us. Vayishma'u el Chamor ve'el Shechem beno, kol yotzei sha'ar iro, v'imolu kol zachar, kol yotzei sha'ar iro. And all those coming out of the gate of the city listened to Hamor and to his son Shechem, and every male, all who went out of the gate of the city, became circumcised. Vayehi, bayom hashlishi biotam, koavim, beikhu shnei bnei Yaakov, Shimon v'Levi, achei Dina, ish charbo, vayavo el ha'ir betach, v'yaharogu kol zachar. Now it came to pass on the third day, when they were in pain, that Jacob's two sons, Shimon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword, and they came upon the city with confidence, and they slew every male. V'et Chamor v'et Shechem beno haragu l'fi charev, v'yikhu et Dinah mibeit Shechem v'yitzeu. And Chamor and his son Shechem they slew with the edge of the sword, and they took Dinah out of Shechem's house and left. Bnei Yaakov ba'u el hachalalim, v'yavozu ha'ir asher tim'u achotam. Jacob's sons came upon the slain and plundered the city that had defiled their sister. Et tzonam bet bakaram et chamorehem et asher be'ir et asher basadeh lekachu. Their flocks and their cattle and their donkeys, and whatever was in the city, and whatever was in the field they took. V'et kol chelam, v'et kol tapam, v'et shehem shavu, v'yavozu, v'et kol asher babayit. And all their wealth, and all their infants, and their wives, they captured and plundered, and that and all that was in the house. Vayomer Yaakov el Shimon ve'el Levi, achartem oti lahavisheni, v'yoshev haaretz baknaani u'aperizi, ואני מטה מספר ונאספו עלי ויקוני ונשמדתי אני וביתי. Thereupon Jacob said to Shimon and Levi, you have troubled me, you to discredit me among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and among the Perizzites. I am few in number, and they will gather against me and attack me, and I and my household will be destroyed. Vayamru ha kazona yaseh dachotenu, and they said, shall he make our sister like a harlot? Chapter 35. Vayomer Elohim el Yaakov kum ale bet el v'shav sham v'aseh sham mizbeach le'el hanir'eh Elecha bivoracha bipnei Esav achicha. And God said to Jacob, arise, and go up to Bethel, and abide there, and make there an altar to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esav. Vayomer Yaakov el beito ve'et kol asher imo asru et Elohei hanechar asher betochechem v'itaru v'echlifu simlotechem. Thereupon Jacob said to his household and to all those who were with him, remove the deities of the foreign nations which are in your midst, purify yourself, and change your clothes. V'nakuma v'na'ale bet el v'eseh sham mizbeach le'el ha'oneh oti b'yom tzarati v'yihi imadi Baderech asher halachti. And we will rise and go up to Bethel. And I will make an altar to the God who answered me on the day of my distress, and was with me on the way that I went. Vayitnu el Yaakov et kol Elohei Anechar asher biyadam et nizamim asher beoznehem vayitmon otam Yaakov tachat ha'ele asher im Shem. And they gave Jacob all the deities of the nations that were in their possession, and the earrings that were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the terebinth that was near Shem. Vayisa'u vayihi chitat Elohim al ha'arim asher sivotechem lo refu acharei bnei Yaakov. And they traveled, and the fear of God was upon the cities that were around them, so they did not pursue Jacob's sons. Vayivo Yaakov luza asher ba'aret be'eretz Canaan, he Beit El, who chol ha'am asher imo, and Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Beth El. He and all the people who were with him, v'yivin sham mizbeach v'yikra makom El Beit El, ki sham nigalu elav ha'elohim bevarchu et bnei achiv. He built there an altar, and he called the place El Beth El, for there God had been revealed to him when he fled from before his brother. V'atamat Devorah mineket Rivka, v'tikaver tachat bet lebayit el tachat alon, v'ikra shemo alon bakut. And Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel, beneath the plain. So he named it Alon Bakuth. Vayar Elohim et Yaakov od bivo'o miPadan Aram v'yivarech oto. And God appeared again to Jacob when he came from Padan Aram, and he blessed him. Vayomer lo Elohim Shimcha Yaakov. Vayomer lo Elohim Shimcha Yaakov lo yikare Shimcha od Yaakov ki im Yisrael yeh shemecha vayikra et shemo Yisrael. God said to him, your name is Jacob. Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel shall be your name. And he named him Israel. Vayomer lo Elohim Ani El Shaddai Pare Ureve Goy Kahal Goyim Yemimeka Umelachim Mechalatzecha Yitzeu. And God said to him, I am the Almighty God, be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a multitude of nations shall come into existence from you, and kings shall come forth from your loins.